Hey guys, what's going on? I'm going to do a quick review of Tim Sykes' Weekend Windfalls basic entry level course that he's offering for just $7. And so he has a service by the same name. It's a lot more expensive because he gives alerts and a lot more mentoring and all this stuff. And so I thought the $7 course might be something to get people started with and something that I'd be interested in looking at myself and also some of my friends as well. So we've kind of started to have a look at this, and so far it's actually been pretty good. If you can get past all the upsells on the way there, some of the upsells are probably worth it. They look like they're really good. But some of them, maybe you want to give a miss. I don't know. It's up to you, really. But if you don't know who Tim Sykes is, this is him right here. This is probably an older picture. Not quite sure. It looks like he's in Baltimore or somewhere. In fact, actually, up the top here it says he's in Baltimore. So, yeah, he's in Baltimore, posing for a marketing picture. He's one of the best known pioneers of online stock trading in the world. He was already well established 15 years ago when I started all this online trading stuff. And in fact, I started in his chat room, Profitly, or Profit.ly, Ly. And so, as a noob, I found it very difficult to understand all the lingo, to understand what was going on in his chat rooms with his penny stocks and what he was shorting and what he's gone long, and the movement of the stocks based on what he was saying. So I never really got into his style of trading in particular, and I'm kind of revisiting it a decade or so later with this course and with kind of talking to some mutual acquaintances that have said, hey, this guy's still making money trading. He's not any sort of con artist. He's made a lot of money doing both trading and selling trading education. That's not a crime. It's actually a smart business opportunity. Like if you're doing both, right, it makes sense. And he gets a lot of criticism. He has like a lot of fans and a lot of haters at the same time. So I thought I'd do a quick review to start off a series of probably what's going to be several different videos and blog posts about Tim Sykes and his different programs, his different business ventures, and things like that. So if you don't know who Tim Sykes is, this article, this video will give you basically an introduction to him. Some people don't. Some people have never heard of the guy. Some people have known about him for years. Let me give you a brief overview of what he's offering right now, how it might benefit you, and all that good stuff. So basically, I'll leave a link in the description as usual, so just look down below. You'll see the URL for the Tim Sykes Weekend Windfall Review. This is not the Weekend Windfall full-blown program. It's the $7 course he's offering, which is supposed to give you that introduction to whether it's something you might want to do or not. So yeah, let's talk about that. So here's Tim Sykes' Weekend Windfall Trade video training. So it's a series of videos. There's different episodes. You can see episode 1 over here. Weekly Windfall Trade Guarantee. Basically, we'll see what that looks like. And so yeah, let's get started. So before I go any further, one thing you'd like to do, well, I highly suggest that you do if you haven't already, is sign up for Nate Bear's Profit Surge Trader. It's an alert service. It's 1 or 2 options a week, sometimes 3. Always at about noon on Mondays, and basically they're just been stellar. We've had basically a poll I did recently of 35 people. All of them said they'd made money with this service over the last few months, which is pretty much unheard of for any of these services given all the things that can go wrong with different people's trading schedules and things. So click here and you'll get the best possible price for this. It's ridiculously low priced for what you get. This thing should be priced 5 times higher in my opinion, but it's a front end offer, kind of like what we're going to talk about with the offer from Timothy Sykes today. So definitely check out the video. Nate Bear is a fantastic guy. He's like Tim Sykes. He turned 37,000 into 2.7 million. Totally verified like a million times by different lawyers and different people he's been been employed by because they don't want to be sued. It's been fully verified. And he did this in just 4 years, which is really cool. Really nice guy. I recently did an interview on the channel. If you look at the live tab on my channel, you'll see the interview. Or just browse the blog here and you'll find the video on that, or send me an email. So yeah, all right, so let's talk about weekend windfall training for just $7. And so this is fantastic. So the marketing material that I went through, basically, of course, they're going to give you the best possible outcome. So one part of the like advertising was you might make $1,000 a week, like over the weekend from Friday to Monday. So you buy something at the close, and then you sell it near the open on Monday, and you make significant amounts of money for the reasons that we're going to talk about in a little bit. And that sounds really good, really passive, chilled out. For me, my first warning sign here is that there's a lot can happen over the weekend. The futures can fall quite dramatically. You don't have any control over that. Maybe some news comes out somehow. I'm sure Tim Sykes has thought about all of this before, using this as his main strategy. So this is just my thoughts, not, necessarily accurate. And so basically, he says, for $7, do you want to learn how he's doing this? What are the basic principles? He's not going to give you everything. He's not going to give you alerts. Obviously, for $7, it's a no-brainer. So he said that he has basically seen gains of nearly $70,000 over the weekend just following these principles. Now, of course, Tim Sykes has a huge account. We'll talk about what size of account he's likely to have in just a few minutes. But $70,000 in one weekend doing absolutely nothing is fantastic. Wouldn't we all like to live that life? That's the dream, right? That's living the dream. And so, as you guys know, I've explored so many different stock and option alert services. I'm a pretty seasoned trader. I try to give as honest and accurate reviews as I can to help you guys make decisions whether you want to buy this. Now, the funny thing is this offer is $7, but the skepticism I'm getting from it is actually quite hilarious. People are like, $7? I don't know about that. Let me see. That seems a little too good to be true. For $7, guys, you're going to get the basics. You're not going to get, a $3,000 course that's going to teach you the whole works and give you alerts for 2 years or lifetime. So you got to put it into perspective here that this is a front-end product. You're going to get upsold. You don't have to buy those upsells. You can just learn the basics and implement it into your own trading. Or if you want, you can pay the extra and get into the higher price programs that maybe help save you time and effort and maybe help you with some mentoring or whatever. So anyway, basically, the idea is simple, and I'm going to tell you some of the basics from the course. So, I highly recommend you still buy it for $7. But basically, Tim Sykes is known for buying or selling, or shorting low-price stocks that are basically poised for significant price movements that are often triggered by market inefficiencies or news releases during the weekend. So, like I said, we don't know what's going to happen over the weekend. It's kind of crazy. But it does allow for potentially massive gains. So this is kind of high risk, high reward kind of trading from what I can see right out the bat. Tim does consider this strategy a loophole strategy, and it does allow traders to spot potentially really lucrative trading opportunities before the mainstream news outlets catch wind of it on the Monday, right? So kind of get ahead of the game on the Friday and hopefully end up with some significantly bigger gains. So what I really find appealing about this strategy is that it is simple. So traders can identify these specific setups that he details in this course and enter positions before the market closes on the Friday. So you could say, hey, that's all I'm going to do for the next month. I'm going to paper trade these ideas, and I'm going to see what happens over the weekend. If it's profitable, I might start scaling in slowly and see how it goes. So in this article, there's plenty of links here that you can sign up for the exclusive discount for the $7 training program, which I definitely recommend. So this guy, he's quite the story. So I can tell you a little bit about Tim Sykes and sort of where he came from. So he started off in high school trading, and basically he took his bar mitzvah money. So he got I think it was $14,000. I think it was roughly that, and he turned it into $1 million trading during college. So it was pretty impressive. So the fact that he's revealing this number one trading strategy for just $7 is pretty good, and it kind of shows what he's all about. He has enough money. He's a multi-millionaire. He's made millions trading and many more millions selling his strategy to others, which again, I don't see as a bad thing. I see it as a good thing. It's good business practice. It helps everybody involved. So it wasn't 14, it was 12, according to this. So it was $12,000 into 1 million trading penny stocks. Now, a lot of people have gone off penny stocks. They've been harder to trade over the last few years. Tim is still trading them successfully, it seems. And many people have turned to options trading as opposed to penny stock trading. But penny stocks, a lot of people don't realize, penny stocks can be just as lucrative in terms of their volatility as options can. And so you don't have to worry about time decay and things like that. So penny stock trading is still something that people should consider, and learning from somebody like a pioneer like Tim Sykes is definitely a place to start. So just looking through here, he's basically, let's see, I did write some other articles about him, so you can go and check those out. I've had a up and down relationship with Tim Sykes in terms of like, do I like his trading style? Do I not? Is he a scam artist? Is he not? And over the years, I've started to realize he isn't. It's just there's a lot more to this than you actually think. And so he has actually had 30 students who have made over $1 million trading. Now that might not be much in terms of how many he's coached, probably tens of thousands. But of course, that's what you expect in business and in trading. You're only going to get a small percent actually succeed to that kind of level, you know. So how does the weekend windfall strategy actually work? Well, I would suggest you just buy the $7 course. You can get it on this website. I'll put a link in the description below as well. You can go through every lesson and learn in details. But basically, the philosophy is grounded in the volatility of penny stocks, particularly those that are OTC and pink sheet markets, which a lot of people go, oh my God, that's like death, you know? So you got to be careful here, and if you know what you're doing, you can actually, you know, benefit from the manipulation that is intrinsic in these markets. So, first of all, Sykes focuses on stocks that are priced under $5 a share, with a sweet spot between $2 and $4. So typically these stocks are found on the OTC and pink sheets. They're also found on normal exchanges as well, but like they're often low volume. They're better suited for traders of small accounts that are looking for those massive movements that don't want to trade options, for example. So this is one of the key parts that you get taught in the course is catalyst identification, right? That's the key to the whole thing. Is there going to be a catalyst at the weekend that causes your particular low float, low cap stock to move dramatically up and gap up on Monday morning and run before any of the other analysts can get a hold of it, and you can be ahead of the breaking news. So things like sector-wide news, breakthrough announcements, new contracts or partnerships, any of this stuff could cause a stock, especially a small cap like this, to gap up hugely over the weekend and net you profit basically doing nothing essentially. So pretty cool. So there's whole modules on that, which is really cool. The trade identification and execution, basically Sykes offers the traders simple scan settings to identify potential trades within his trade material, so that's all in there. Additionally, he recommends subscribing to breaking news services, so he talks about what to do with those as well. So all this information goes into much more detail inside the $7 course. So basically, you want to hold your positions over the weekend, aim to sell on Monday. The approach allows sufficient time for news to spread. So you might not, sell at the open. You might allow it to run up at the open, right? So I'm excited to try some of these. I've never been a member of his weekend windfall strategy. It's expensive if you follow his exact alerts. So my goal would be to try and get into that and to really review that for you guys. But this, like training course for $7, should be enough for the vast majority of people to make money doing this themselves. Maybe they need to dig a little deeper, do some, bit more research, but it should be enough to really get you going. So I'm just kind of giving you a very, very high level overview of what's included in the $7 course. So you can see a crucial aspect of Sykes strategy is the development of a clear and comprehensive plan. That should be anybody's strategy. The plan outlines entry and exit points, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, just keep going down here. Let's see. Yeah. So basically, I would say like this strategy is exciting. I'm excited to try it again. It's a long time since I followed Tim Sykes. I do like the simplicity and efficiency. So enter positions when you know that you've got time. So like you know that on a Friday afternoon you're going to be looking for a trade with Tim or by yourself if you choose not to go the upsell route, and ensure a stress-free experience over the weekend. There's very large gain potential, which is really cool. We all like that. The strategy is really simple, so that's good. So it's very easy to understand and to find the trades and all this. And there's no long-term holds, so there's no penny stocks that are going to go to zero or anything like that. Couple of problems with the system that I can see is basically there's this usual emotional attachment that you get to trades that you might if they don't gap up at the weekend, you might keep holding them and holding too long and then maybe lose like half your investment or 90% of your investment or something. So there's always going to be this issue. Tim helps a lot with that, mainly in his weekend Windfalls. And again, it's not suitable for all traders. Some people don't like this style of trading. Some people don't like lotto style trading, which is kind of what this is like, but with a bit more of an edge, I'd say, than just lotto, you know. And so yeah, so it's definitely something worth checking out. You can get started for just $7. There is an option to purchase additional training for $21. There's also other upsells as you go, so you can increase how much knowledge and how much value you get from the system. But all you have to do is come to this article. Again, I'll put the link to the article and to the $7 course in the description below. And you can basically come here and, you know, work your way through the course. And overall, I'd say it's probably worth it. I think it's something that if you don't ever use, you're out a coffee from Starbucks, right? And a moderately priced coffee from Starbucks. And you will end up most likely learning how one of the founders and pioneers of the penny stock industry made their multi-million-dollar fortune doing this. And so again, I just want to say, if this is not for you, I would definitely recommend also checking out my Nate Bear Profit Surge Trader review. Again, the poll that I've run in my Facebook group has been absolutely exceptional. 35 people have said this is like, they haven't lost a trade. Some people have doubled their money in a month. Some people have, you know, hit base hits over and over. It's one of the best options trading services I've ever come across, and Nate is a proven multimillionaire trader in a similar way to Timothy Sykes. And he's done some really fantastic trades over the years too. Anyway, hopefully that gives you a bit more of an indication of what you'd find and what you expect to get if you know, go that full-blown like $7 route and pay that $7 for the weekend windfall trade video trading. Highly recommend it. I think you'll get a lot out of it, even if you decide that it's not the style of trading for you. You never know. You won't know until you try it. Alright guys, hopefully that's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.